What would it look like for you if it were different? If you didn't have that responsibility and if they weren't leaning on you, what would your life look like? What would you be doing?
Oh, I would have soared higher.
You think so?
Absolutely. I feel like I'm angry at everybody in my family. I don't like my family. If they weren't my family, they wouldn't be my friends.
Toni Braxton wasn't just holding the mic. She was holding her entire family on her back. For years, whispers circulated that she was the true engine driving the Braxton name, quietly shouldering dreams, failures, and finances that weren't even hers alone. And now, finally, she's speaking out, letting the world hear the truth straight from her. Listening to her say it out loud hits differently. It's raw, real, and impossible to ignore. Behind the spotlight and the hits, there's a story of sacrifice, resilience, and a woman who gave everything for her family, even when the world didn't see it.
I know the burden on you is the one that made it out, but you gotta be willing to let them fly.
I feel like I do. I feel like they don't let me.
Now, Toni is completely done playing the nice big sister role. Behind all the sparkle on Braxton family values was pure chaos. The cameras never showed the resentment, the entitlement, and the way some family members leaned on her so heavily that they forgot she was human, not a machine. The part that shocked everyone? She didn't hold back, singling out Trina and Towanda for crossing lines you just don't cross with family. She called them out for taking from her, touching things they had no business touching, and leaving her with even less peace than she already had. That kind of hurt doesn't vanish with money, fame, or a cute photo op. Fans thought they were seeing sister goals, but behind the scenes, Toni was drowning, expected to feed, house, support, and hold everyone together, all while quietly falling apart herself. She carried the weight financially, emotionally, in ways the cameras never caught. From a young age, Toni had to move like a grown woman, performing, providing, protecting. Meanwhile, certain family members sat front row, soaking in the benefits, never lifting a finger to help. It was a life of constant sacrifice, a balancing act between dreams and duty, and it was quietly breaking her down.
170 million in sales, and you got $1,972? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
This situation is wild, and trust me, there's a lot to unpack. This Braxton comeback? Messi doesn't even begin to cover it. So grab your popcorn, get comfortable, and take a breath, because this drama is hitting every corner of the internet. Toni Braxton always looked like she had life handled, the voice, the Grammys, the glow, that superstar aura. But behind the trophies and glossy magazine covers, she was low-key hating the life everybody thought she loved. First, let's put serious respect on Miss Toni Braxton's name. She earned every inch of that crown. While some were still figuring out how to walk, Toni was stacking Grammys, shutting down charts, blowing up red carpets, and redefining R&B excellence like it was nothing. And she did all of that while holding down a family that treated her success like it belonged to the whole block. People call her an artist, but honestly, she's a straight-up legend. 7 Grammys, over 70 million records sold, and a voice that can make you cry in the club or catch the spirit in church. That's real range. Here's the painful part. After all that work, all that greatness, she doesn't even have much to show for it today. That's the kind of story that stings, especially when the world thought she was living the dream. And it all goes back to Sever, Maryland, a household with 6 kids, a gospel-singing mama, and big dreams that sometimes came with a heavy price.
13 or 14, my mom, she had a really bad accident. She fell. Her back was really messed up, so she was in hospital a long time. And so I was a surrogate parent for a moment.
Where was Dad?
Working to make a living at 6 kids.
Toni was the oldest, and everything changed the day their mother was seriously injured and had to stay in the hospital for months. Toni's childhood didn't just end, it disappeared. Overnight, she stepped into the role of caretaker, making sure everyone ate, slept, and had a roof over their heads, taking on responsibilities no child should bear before she even had a chance to breathe. Meanwhile, their dad was working nonstop, trying to keep the lights on and bring in whatever money he could. This is where the real struggle began, where Toni learned the world would demand far more from her than anyone her age should ever handle. When her career exploded in the 90s with legendary tracks like Unbreak My Heart and Breathe Again, the energy at home didn't just shift, it flipped. Instead of support, certain people reportedly started treating her like a walking ATM rather than a sister. Toni recently opened up about how drained she's been for years emotionally, mentally, and financially. She wasn't just carrying the Braxton name. She was carrying the Braxton bills, the Braxton car notes, the Braxton rent, the Braxton emergencies, the Braxton drama. Every triumph came with a heavy, invisible weight on her shoulders.
Upset about stories that your overspending caused this, because it would appear, and you can explain to us whatever you want to explain to us, but it would appear that even if you don't believe that you got the percentages you felt that you got, you still knew that there was a certain amount of money coming in. And exactly. And you overspent that amount of money.
Well, I was doing math. 1 + 1 is 2 all day long, all across
Toni
the world.
was running the whole Braxton economy like it was her full-time job, and she handled all of it. Every business idea that flopped, every project that didn't make it, she funded it without complaint. She didn't share exact numbers, but she made it crystal clear. They drained her pockets until there was nothing left. Toni doesn't always call names in interviews, but the streets already knew. Trina and Towanda were way too high up on that list. And the part that cut the deepest wasn't just the emotional weight, it was the audacity of it all. Some family members expected to get paid just to work with her. Imagine that. Meanwhile, Tamar, unpredictable as she can be, stepped up without asking for a single dime. That's real loyalty. One insider even revealed that Tamar sang backup for free when it came time to perform, no questions asked. Trina? She wasn't moving without an invoice. Towanda, technically working as an executive assistant, got paid for that role. But even then, Toni said she wasn't getting the support she truly needed. And then came the line that broke the internet. Toni admitted, "I could have soared higher if I didn't have to carry so much."
None of my siblings have helped me take care of my mother to make sure she was okay, except for Tamar. No one said,
This is before Vincent.
Before Vince, Mommy's car insurance is due. Let's help Toni with Mommy car insurance.
That hit like a punch to the chest. That's not shade, that's truth wrapped in pain. This whole situation is way deeper than fans ever imagined, and Toni finally letting some of it out is shaking the table in real time. What began as one sister breaking down is about to explode into a vault of Braxton secrets. The lies, the hidden tension, the drama, and even Tamar predicting this mess years ago. It's all cracking wide open. And trust me, once Toni's world started shaking, it wasn't a light drizzle. It was a full-blown storm pouring down on every part of her life. This wasn't the cute kind of drama people gossip about. This was emotional chaos, financial chaos, physical stress, everything hitting her at once. Meanwhile, Toni was a full-fledged pop icon, fighting to keep her spot in a brutal industry that doesn't care about feelings. She was under nonstop pressure, holding up a whole family while barely holding herself together, and still, some folks had the nerve to disrespect her when she needed support the most. Now, if you're thinking, but she sold over $170 million worth of records, she should be set for life, you might want to sit down. You're not ready for the truth. Toni was literally making pennies per album, 35 cents to be exact. That means she was feeding an entire record label while her own pockets stayed nearly empty. Imagine being the face of success, the star of the show, and still going home with nothing. When she finally said enough was enough and refused to let the label play her anymore, she took them to court in 1998. But here's the twist. Just 8 weeks later, she was forced to file for bankruptcy. And let's be clear, it wasn't because she was spending recklessly. She was trapped in a predatory contract that forced her to pay back the label for everything: travel, studio sessions, outfits, music videos, every single expense. Toni wasn't living rich. She was battling a system designed to drain her, all while carrying the weight of a family that kept piling more onto her shoulders.
Of respect. I respect where people are. That's just...
Is that why?
It's I respect where people are. I don't engage I don't pour into certain types of energy. I make different choices in my life. And that's just where I am.
Toni Braxton was basically financing her own fame, paying for everything up front, then paying it all back, only to end up with almost nothing. And the world didn't even understand how bad things were until that now infamous Oprah interview, one of the roughest moments of her career. You'd think a queen would show real love to another queen in crisis, right? Instead, Oprah sat Toni down on national TV and hit her with one of the coldest, most condescending questions ever seen on daytime television. How are you broke if you're famous? Toni walked in hoping for compassion, but what she got was straight humiliation. The backlash flipped public opinion against her hard. And here's the part that shook everyone. Word on the street is that Oprah allegedly tipped off Toni's label before the episode aired, warning them she might expose what was happening behind the scenes. Who even does that? It felt like her loyalty was aimed at corporate suits instead of the woman sitting right in front of her. Fans were stunned, but the family drama didn't stop there. None of Toni's sisters showed up to support Tamar at her cooking show premiere after a massive argument erupted just 2 days before the event. Towanda went on to tie the knot with Sean Hall, with Toni and Trina as bridesmaids, but Tamar was absent, and her absence spoke volumes. The sisters are quietly choosing sides, and the split is looking permanent. Tensions from the reality show only made it worse. When someone asked Towanda about her access to Tamar, Tamar immediately accused her of not caring and claimed she's always the one reaching out first. Towanda's calm but cutting response? I don't pour into certain vibes anymore, making it clear she's focused on her household, her kids, and her man, full stop. Insiders say Towanda's level-headed persona has been strategic. She leaned heavily on Toni during her divorce, and now Toni sounds more used than supported. The internet has gone wild choosing sides. Some blame Towanda's jealousy, others point to resentment over Tamar's career success. But this isn't just a two-sister clash. This is a family-wide pressure cooker finally exploding, hitting everyone, even Toni, the glue who's held it all together for decades. Fans have noticed, too. Comments pour in, "We didn't want the Braxtons to come back just to see them arguing all the time. We want to see love." Sometimes you just need a break from family. Toni is owed so much in so many ways. And the discussion inevitably circles back to their parents, especially their mom, who many feel set the stage for decades of tension.